Well, the Braves fell apart. They've lost 7 straight. They've dropped 14 of 17. I think Ken Rosenthal on Fair Territory today said they are 9-19 in one-run games. Yes, that's
They're like
not
the
good.
Red Sox. The Red Sox are terrible in one-run games too.
Yeah, it feels like every game lately is a walk-off loss for them.
Yeah, but different ways. But they were up 6 runs in the 9th and lost.
Mm.
That one is like, okay,
The
season's
Diamondbacks
over,
lost
guys.
on, what was that, Thursday? That was bad.
And then they got swept by the Giants.
Yep.
Then they got swept by the Giants. Walk-off wild pitch. Walk-off Matt Chapman. I mean, they're inventing ways to lose at this point. And there's not. And as a team, Kratz, you could speak on this too. Like, there comes a point where you're on this team and you're going, all right, you get to the ballpark and you're thinking, man, how are we going to figure out how to lose this one today? And once you have a 6-run lead in the ninth, that game's locked. You're already thinking about what you're having for dinner after the game. Not how
don't forget, that was a getaway day. They were getting away and going to San Francisco. Don't tell me certain series or games don't permeate into the next. And then they get walked off. Like, Tom Glavine said it on Thursday when, like, this is the lowest point in the season. Don't ever say it can't get any lower because you got to play the next day again. And that was not the lowest point. Going into San Fran and having what happened, especially when you have Strider on the last day, who just – the hitters will let you know. The hitters will let you know, and right now, the hitters know what's coming from Strider.
This is random, but what's the Rockies mascot's name? Dinger?
Dinger, bro.
I think Dinger needed to call what's the Braves one?
Blooper.
Dinger needed to call Blooper and be like, it can get worse. I'm watching it right now.
Or
it
Stomper.
Can get so much
what about
worse.
Stomper in Sacramento? The
Stomper.
elephant.
Or we're going to talk about Stomper coming up soon, but
even Stomper can't get on the mound there.
True. A couple things on the mound for the Braves. Number one, Craig Kimbrel had been pitching well in the minor leagues. He had like a 1-something ERA. Braves didn't want to call him up. They were hesitant to call him up. And this is sometimes when you look at an ERA and you look at a team and you're like, what am I missing? Teams are pretty smart. He gets called up. 1 scoreless appearance. Now, what happened in that appearance? There was like a pickoff, right? There was 2 of the outs, I think.
Inning.
It was. And he was throwing pretty low 90s. Stuff didn't look good. And they were just like, we're not going to go through with this right now at all because we're a mess. And 1 game can blow our season at this point if we do somehow make a miraculous comeback. So they cut bait, DFA'd him right away after that. It's got to be tough to do just based on the history for him. And apparently he had been kind of on their case like, hey, it's time. Look at me right now. And they were like, I don't know. And they did it. They DFA'd him.
So it happens.
On the road.
It happens. I don't know. I love Craig. We've had Craig on here.
Yeah.
It's time. It just might be time.
37.
There's nothing else I can say except for this sucks. I mean, you got 1 day in the big leagues. I mean, I guess it counts as another year on his checklist, but man, it sucks, dude. It sucks. Go through all that and then get 1 day and then get DFA'd. I don't know.
He was pretty good in the first half last year, Kratz. 2.80 ERA, 23 for 28 saves isn't great, but he was racking up saves for a good Orioles team last year, and then it fell off in the second half, and it hasn't come back in terms of a team saying this is major league stuff. 91, 92, Breaker wasn't graded well. So this could be it.
I've seen some teams put some junk out there. You can't tell me Craig Kimbrel's stuff right now. Based on what I saw from his minor league video, I get it, his velo's down, but some teams are throwing some junk up there. And he might not be part of your future, but can Craig Kimbrel help with your young guys in the pen? Help them, like, talk them through it? I don't think teams see enough value in something like that. And I don't know Craig very well, but you can't tell me that his mentality, whether he's successful or not, couldn't permeate a bullpen that has young guys that are growing and trying to learn to do well in the big leagues.
Yeah, but the problem is the Braves can't afford to have that guy that can't pitch for him. That's the problem. He's a 1 inning. He's a 1 inning guy, right? So he is 1 inning, and that's it. And they need somebody to give him some length because the rest of their bullpen has been. I mean, Iglesias has been not very good this year, and so they just need. But listen, I would be with you on Kratz if it wasn't for the situation the Braves are in being so far behind the 8 ball already in the division and in the wild card, they got to try to find ways to make it up. And if this was listen, if Kimbrel was on the A's, they would probably have him there and be like, hey, help these guys, right? Or if he was even on the Rockies, hey, we got all these young guys, help them, Craig. You're here to help them, and you'll get your inning here and there, right? Kenley Jansen maybe on the Angels, right, is another example, right? He's there. He's going to get his saves. He gets a chance to pitch and do his thing. But on a team that's supposed to compete, as much as this sucks to say, like, there wasn't a use for him.
I get that. I 100% agree. And the drop in velocity, like you need – I think the Braves are trying to put a winning team out there. But if Craig Kimbrel doesn't have a spot in the big leagues on the White Sox, Sacramento, Pirates, Marlins, Rockies, even to the point of the Nats, I don't think – like teams can use an arm like him, yes, but they can also use the experience like him. Like even like the middle tier teams that are like, hey, we have some up and coming young pitchers, young bullpen guys. We need that guy in the pen. Teams don't value that as much. Winning teams value it, but winning teams, like you said, that are struggling like the Braves need guys who are going to give you quality innings.
It's summertime, and if you want to let it all flow out, but the hair is thinning, there is a solution for you. And Kratz, it's called Nutrafol. Tell the people what they need to do.
It's easy. You just got to hit up Nutrafol.com and use our code FOUL. And I'll tell you why, because you're going to have thicker hair. That's it. If that's your desire, you want thicker hair, there's no other place to go than Nutrafol.com and use the code FOUL for us.
#1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement brand trusted by over 1.5 million people. See thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding in just 3 to 6 months with Nutrafol. For a limited time, they're offering the FT fam $10 off your first month's subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and you enter the promo code FOUL, F-O-U-L. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Cyrus put out an article. It's been almost a week about Spencer Strider, or it might have just been a tweet, but info. And he said he's lost something since this next surgery that he's coming back from right now, and he's made a few starts since. He said the stuff was sitting 97 plus before. Now he's sitting in the 95 range. You can still work with that. So the slider's down, and slider reload is a huge deal in terms of obviously measuring how effective that pitch is going to be. Obviously, it's effective for everything, but there's kind of a line, and he's below it, is according to this note. And he said maybe the velo coming back from the IL is predictive of future velocity. Studies have found. He's basically saying also like that sometimes you already have enough body of work. I don't know. I mean, how many starts has he made since he came back? 5? It's pretty early.
Let's pump the brakes.
He doesn't look the same.
Look at Sandy.
Yeah.
Again, it goes back to what I was talking about. Guys that have this surgery, some take longer than others just to get the feel back and the velocity and everything back. I mean, you can look at Sandy Alcantara the same way. I mean, this is a tough thing to come. Everyone just assumes you're just automatically going to come back the same way you were, if not better, but it takes different people different lengths of time.
If you watch the triple, 5 starts, 5 losses. If you watch the triple by Chapman, there is a concerted effort to get on top of Strider's fastball. I mean, it was a pitch up and away, and I mean, Chapman couldn't have been more like top hand get on top of that ball. But guys were doing that before against Strider. The difference is that ball just stayed above their swing. Now guys are able to stay on it and be able to square that ball up instead of foul tip. Oh, another pitch. Now you got to speed it up. He gets you on the breaking ball. Or he goes a little bit higher than high on the fastball. The hitters will tell you if your stuff is back. Matt Harvey, I brought it up earlier. Matt Harvey was the same way. When he came back, I faced him pre-Tommy John surgery. And then when he got Tommy John surgery again, it took him a little bit for him to get his stuff back up. And then it fell off again.
Right. Lastly, what did you say earlier in the show? Braves are?
They're cooked right now. I mean, unless something miraculously happens to them, it's tough. I mean, I don't know what happened. The problem is they can't hit. They just haven't hit.
NL's too good.
Also, the NL's too good, but they just can't hit.
Mm-hmm.
They chase. They're chasing like crazy right now. Like, it's weird. Like, yeah, it's just something that you don't normally see from this team.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.